Well, hello again, and welcome to another FAQ Monday. I am your host, Fluff, and if you have a question, feel free to leave them on down below in the comments, or go on over to my Ask FM account thing, and maybe we'll get you squared away, or maybe we'll get even more jacked up on coffee like I am right now. First question. How long does it take for you and your band to set up and break down at a show? Have any pointers doing it quickly? Rest Repose actually pride ourselves on how fast we can set up and tear down. Total, including the drum kit, probably like 10 minutes tops. I mean, me and Tony's rigs are mega compact and for what they are, and really it's two cables is what we're plugging in, the speaker cabinet and the cable going out to our pedal board. Everything else is wireless or in the rolling road case with our amp. So as far as tips go for breaking down and setting up, really take a hard look at your rig. If spending, let's say, the $100 on the pedal board that you don't currently have, or on a better pedal board, like going to a pedal train so you can incorporate less patch cables or less cabling to pull in and out, any point of time that you were spending on any one thing, ask yourself if that could be eliminated or made smaller. Just eliminating an extra power cord, for example, is potentially huge, because that's the amount of time you could spend helping someone else on their setup and taking gear on and off the stage. Really, as a band, we are really like, everyone helps, everyone is getting stuff off the stage and on the stage. Tanner's amazing with hauling gear and stuff like that, which normally you see a lot of singers just kind of hanging out. Tanner busts his ass when we load and offload. So that is the best tip I can give you. Really scrutinize your rig and change it, and really dial it in and make it so it's easy to set up. Thoughts on Bill Kelleher's recent article with Ultimate Guitar and his statements pertaining to the poor operation of Gibson? Yeah, it was pretty cool of him, I thought, to really go public with that kind of stuff within the industry, and his story in particular. I mean, that happened, a year and a half ago now or something like that. I knew about all those things when they happened at that time. And obviously I couldn't say anything, but it was really ballsy of him and really big of him to call out a company like Gibson, because I can say that he didn't even divulge the worst of it. They were really bad to him. And you know what? Rightfully so. I mean, they made a lot of his guitars wrong and incorrectly, and he would tell them to make them one way, and they would just go ahead and willy-nilly make them another, and that's messed up. I mean, if it's your signature guitar and kids are spending money to buy your guitar and it's wrong, then yeah, there's a problem there. But calling a company out like he did, I think he did it in a tasteful way, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because he's not wrong and it wasn't his opinion. They actually screwed up a lot of his guitars, and they did treat him poorly. And they treat a lot of their artists poorly. I mean, I could go on and on about Gibson stories in particular, but I won't. Even though you guys would love that, but I won't. But I think Bill is in a much better place now. ESP treat him very well, and hopefully Gibson ownership changes very soon. How would you go about recording amp feedback for effect on a guitar track? I mean, really, there's two different ways you could do it. First, and the most obvious one, is you could actually legit record feedback, and since feedback doesn't really have a tonality in the sense that it's not affected the way like a regular guitar tone would. So if you scoop the bass or scoop the mids or change the highs or add a different distortion pedal, it's not going to drastically change the sound of the actual feedback. So I would have a pretty clear understanding of what I would want from the feedback, set up an amp in another room, and get in there with some headphones or some in-ear monitors and play the track and track it, and do a couple of passes of feedback. I've done that myself. I've done that when I've recorded my own albums way back in the day, like at Sound City. We got in the main big room there, and we recorded a bunch of feedback for like an hour. It was awesome. The other option is Digitech makes a feedback pedal now that is amazing, and I've been trying to get one on the channel. I can't buy one because they've been sold out forever. But once I do get one, I think it's called the Freak Out. Once I get one, I will show you guys because I think that is probably a better option if you can't crank up an amp and get the feedback effect that you want. Hey Fluff, I can't find a 24 fret replacement bass neck. Suggestions? I did a quick Google search and you can actually order them off of Warmouth. You do have to have them made. They're never in stock, but you can have them made. I would definitely check eBay and Reverb, but also check your local guitar builders. I don't know where you're located, obviously, but if you're in the States, chances are you could find someone local to actually build you a bass neck to your exact specs for pretty inexpensively. I mean, maybe a couple $100, $200, $300, something like that. That would definitely get you what you want and get you something that would be made for you and your hands. So, I mean, that would seem to be the best option in my opinion. And now Fluff reads a tweet. Not sure how or why, but I just watched a cyst popping compilation and I'm okay with it. My suggestion for you this week, since I am wearing a Mr. Meeseeks shirt, I am going to suggest this awesome video about Rick and Morty facts that you probably never knew. There's several of these videos floating around, but this one is actually really, really decent and quite good, and I think you guys would enjoy it. All the clickable links down below in the description. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.